Hey YouTubers, got another video review for you today. This one is another flashlight from NEBO Tools. These guys keep knocking it out of the park. I'm not trying to blow smoke up nobody's butt. This is probably their best flashlight yet that they've come out with, and I'm fixing to show you why. Now I'll go ahead and tell you, if you're going to give this as a gift, it comes in a really nice box. It's got a nice clear plastic case so you can see through to the flashlight. Then it tells about it on the box all the way around. So, if you are giving this thing as a gift, it does make, a nice piece when you unwrap it. Went ahead and cut the tape on it because I've been playing with it for the last few days. And I got to say, I really like this light. Let me go ahead and get this thing pulled out here for you. Now, this light is called the Swivel, and for a good reason. And you can see how that swivel is spelled S-W-Y-V-E-L. And the reason they call it the swivel is because the head on this light does not just stay at 90 degrees. It swivels, and now you have just a standard straight flashlight. But if you want it at a 45, or if you want it at a 90, then you can. It swivels all the way around, and it's just got so many different positions. Well, you're sitting there asking yourself, well, why do you say that this is probably their best flashlight yet? Well, if you're like me, you're not always, where you can wear a headlamp. And don't get me wrong, I love the NEBO headlamps. I've got several of them. They work great. But, you don't always want to wear a headlamp. Let's say you're out fishing, and, most of you are going to be wearing a ball cap. By being able to take this little clip that they have, and, the clip is really nice. It's got a lot of tension on it, so it's not going to fall off, and it's removable, so you can pull it off. But the one thing that I was going to show you is most of you guys are going to be wearing a hat, whether you're out fishing or you're a mechanic or just whatever. And so you're going to be wearing, a hat. So what you want to do is just clip that on. Let's say you're on a kayak and you want to see what the heck you're doing. And so you've got it at a 90-degree angle, so it's shining right down into your lap. So if you're tying, a lure on, or, let's just say you're not fishing off a bridge or something, now you can see what the heck you're doing. And let's say you want to see a little further out to cast. Well, all you have to do is just swivel this out. Now you can see straight ahead. Well, what if you want to see just a little ways out in front of you, then you can just turn this and get it in the position that you want. So, it's pretty handy to be able to swivel that back and forth. Now, whenever you get the swivel light right out of the package, when you try to clip it onto a hat, you're going to notice that the clip is a little too narrow right in there to fit up on over the bill of the hat there. And you can see the reason it's so narrow is because there's a little piece of metal sticking down. The reason they do that is so when you clip it on a shirt or a pair of pants, that it holds real tight in that one spot. So if you do want to put it on a hat or something, you might take you a pair of pliers and just squeeze that little piece of metal flat in there. And that way it'll be able to slide further up on the bill of the hat and not fall off because you got a little weight on there, and so if you was to shake it around too much, it could fall off. But let's say you don't even want to put it on a hat. Let's just say you want to clip it on your shirt. You can take and just clip this around the collar of your shirt, or if you've got a pocket on the front of your shirt, and just take and now you've got it turned at a 90-degree angle, and it shoots out in front of you, so you don't have to hold it. Now your hand's free. And let's say it's at the wrong angle. Again, you can adjust it right here with the swivel part, and you can also adjust the clip part. So, the clip spins all the way around. Now, keep in mind, you don't want to get it in the way of the swivel part of the flashlight, but, you can move it around quite a bit. Let's say you don't want to use the clip. Okay, well, the bottom right here is a magnet. So, if you've got something metal, then it's going to stick to it. So I got a piece of sheet metal right here. You can see that, it's pointing down, but, again, all you have to do is just take and swivel it around the head of it, or you can twist it right here and it's going to hold. So, you know, it's got a bunch of different options with this light for putting it in the right place for you. And yeah, I just think it's pretty handy. You don't see a lot of lights that's got a, you know, a clip, a swivel, a magnet, plus, you know, if you just want to carry it in your pocket, it's just like an everyday carry light. This light will be perfect for that because you can straighten it out, and now it's just a straight bodied light. And you know, the another feature is the light switch is right here on the side. And the type of switch that it is, it's not one that's you know, you're going to easily bump into it and turn it on. It takes a little bit of pressure to mash that in. You can feel that click, and you can actually hear the click. But you know, with that being said, you know, it's not one here on the bottom where you'll accidentally bump it and turn it on and run your flashlight down and not know it. So that's one reason why I like it being on the outside. As far as durability, it's made out of aircraft quality aluminum. It has a black anodized coating on there, and then it has like a polished area around the lens there, and then it has a little red ring. That's just something that NEBO does. It puts that little red trim ring in there. I just think it looks sharp. Also, whenever you mash the button lights up. So that's pretty cool too. And I'm gonna run through the features of the actual light itself here in just a minute. But I wanted to take you outside also and show you just how bright this thing is. But first things first, I want to go ahead and open it up and show you the battery. You can see right here, the battery says it's a 16340, 600 milliamp an hour, 3.7 volt. One thing that I really like about this battery is if you have other NEBO tools or other flashlights by NEBO, like I do, like the Rebel headlamp, you can see it right there. If I can get my camera to focus, there we go. The battery from this interchange into the swivel. Also, if you have the NEBO Torchy, the battery will interchange. All right, now I have just a power bank here, and I'm going to show you that I've got the NEBO tools charger plugged into it. And whenever you touch it too, it's magnetic. And then whenever you turn the charger on and supply power to it, you can see right then this lit up red, or hopefully you can see that. You can see when it jumps to blue that it means that it's charged or it's got a bad connection. And yeah, that's what I did, was kind of wiggle it off. But you can see for the most part it's red because it's charging. So that is a pretty cool connector. That way you don't have to wear something out by plugging it in and out all the time. Now, one thing that makes the swivel such an amazing light is how powerful that it is. And on turbo mode, this thing puts out 1,000 lumens. Now, it only puts the 1,000 lumens out for just 30 seconds. And the reason it's only for 30 seconds is so it don't overheat the LED, and then it dims down to high, which is 500 lumens. Now, back to turbo mode, this thing will shine 130 meters. And let's say on high, put out 500 lumens for 1 hour, and it'll go for 100 meters. And on medium, it goes 200 lumens for 1 hour and 45 minutes. It goes 60 meters. And on low, it does 50 lumens for 6 hours, and it can shine 30 meters. And it also has a strobe feature. It'll put out 500 lumens on the strobe for 1 hour, and it'll do 100 meters. So this thing is a hoss for such a small flashlight. All right, now with it in like the 90-degree angle, this thing measures right at 3 inches. So like I said, it's a tiny light. Now whenever you straighten it out, it measures 3 3/4 inches. So, you know, you can see that it's still pretty small, and the diameter is right about 7/8 of an inch. So it's not a very big light, but you know, it's got big power. Now, one way that these guys are able to get such long battery life out of the light is they have a feature called Smart Power Control, or SPC. Whenever you turn the light on, it starts out low and then it builds its way up to full brightness. And then whenever you switch it to the next setting, it doesn't just pop into the next setting, it slowly ramps down or ramps up to the next level. And you can see that whenever you change it between the settings or whenever you turn it on and off, it's just not an instant on and off. So that's how they can get more battery life out of the flashlight. And before I take you outside and show you just how bright this baby is, it has one last feature that I wanted to tell you about, and it's basically just a recall feature on the light. So it says in the manual that it has a mode recall feature, remembers the last used light mode. After the swivel is on for more than 8 seconds and then turned off, the next press of the button will automatically recall the last used light mode. The normal light mode sequence will continue upon the next press of the button. All right, guys, well, I'm outside, and of course, as soon as I try to start making a video, what does it do? Starts raining. Look at this crap. So anyways, I'm standing out here behind the house, and it's not too dark out here, but I'll run you through the different modes on the light. So if you take and you hold the light down, that's turbo mode, and that's 1,000 lumens, and you can see just how far that thing is shooting up into those trees. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's just crazy. 1,000 lumens. And then after 30 seconds, it'll jump down and it'll go to high, which I believe is 500 lumens. And ain't that cool? You can see the rain hitting the lens on the NEBO. It's smoking a little bit. So that thing does get pretty warm. So anyways, you can see just how much light it puts out. And then you notice just then that it dropped down from turbo mode to high, so it's not as bright. You know, I told you a few minutes ago that it dropped down to like 500 lumens, I believe is what high is. I'll have to look on the box, but you know, it's still bright enough. I'll walk you through the yard because it's slacked off raining a little bit. But I mean, gosh, even on high, you can still manage to shoot all the way to the top of the tree. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And I'll go ahead and hit it again, and it turns itself off. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back on. There's high, there's medium, and there's low. Okay. So you hit it again, it turns itself off. You hit it one more time, it's high. Hit it again, medium and low. Hit it again, it turns itself off. Then you can hold it. Now it's a, whoops, I accidentally mashed it too much. You can hold it, now it's back in turbo mode. And then let's say you want to do the strobe, you double click it. There you go. And you can see that it puts out one heck of a strobe feature, and it's shooting it all the way to that top of that tree as well. You can see how bright that joker is on the fence. It's just crazy. So anyways, and I go ahead and tell you, NEBO makes some great lights, and if you compare them to the prices of some of the other lights, it's a bargain. You know, it really is. I think this light here is like $35 somewhere in there. It's really not much. And one last thing for all you know, you tactical prepper type guys like myself, you know, I've got a plate carrier here, or body armor, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, I've been looking for a light to fit right in here. So, you know, when you're walking, you know, you don't have to hold a flashlight. You can, you just let your light work for you. And right here on the side of this Spartan Armor plate carrier, there's a little molly loop right in here, and it's one on each side. And so this will be up on your shoulder, and all you gotta do is turn that light on, and when you're walking in front of you, now you've got plenty enough light to light the way. Also, let's say you're in your bed, you hear some noise coming in, you look down the hallway and somebody's sitting there staring at you. Well, what do? Well, if you got your light, you could always hit him with the strobe, and you can see that, man, that thing really brights this hallway up. I mean, it's super bright. You hit somebody in the face with that, and they ain't gonna be able to see what the heck they're doing. So anyways, I always keep this light beside my bed, and that's where this one's gonna remain in case, you know, I ever need it. Hey, this will be an awesome light just to have. And like I said, you know, if there's an emergency or storm, you know, keep it beside the bed, it's ready to go when you need it. And you know, I've got an alarm clock that's got a USB port on the back of it, so I can charge the light right there at my nightstand too. So, you know, it really does come in handy. And I'll go ahead and show you inside the different levels. Here is the high, there's the medium, there's the low, there's off, here there's the high again, and I want to do turbo, and then one last time let's hit the strobe. It's so fun. I mean, that's just crazy. So anyways, please like and subscribe to my channel, guys. I really appreciate you watching. And if there's a product that you'd like to see me do a review on, just put it in the comments down below. I'll try to get it and do a review on it. And you know, if you got any questions about any of the NEBO lights, I'll try to help you out and find the answers to it. But I own quite a few NEBO lights, and I think they're a great company, and haven't had any problems out of any of them. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.